music,
Want me with vibe, girl I just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Alori Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Alori Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Alori Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Alori Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
Aṣọ wíwọ̀ pẹ̀lú irun orí obìnrin eré orí ìtàgé kó má parẹ́ o.
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the program Oju Inu Agba Oye on Alori Radio. You are welcome, our listeners, wherever you may be, whether you are at home, in your office, or you're driving, or probably you're eating. You are logged on to www.aloriradio.com, and you can join us on our Facebook at Alori Radio and on YouTube Alori Radio as well. So today on this program Ojuna Agbaoye, I have here with me a wonderful personality, Mr. Kola Akitola. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Kola Akitola is a renowned visual artist. He's based here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, and he has vast knowledge of what art is, and he has exhibited both in Nigeria and overseas. So, Mr. Kola, you are welcome once again.
Thank you.
So, before we get to the business of the day, can you just say something about yourself? Can we know something brief about you, sir?
Okay. I want to say good afternoon once again.
Good
Thank
afternoon,
you
sir.
for the opportunity and the privilege that I have to be part of this radio program. And Kola Akintola, born into the family of artists. My father was Mr. Pa Isaac Olariwaju Akintola. My mom was Mama Alice Mushobalaje Akintola. Just like I said, I was born into the family of artists. every member of my family is an artist.
Wow.
So I have other artists, or other brothers in US, in UK.
Also
and even here.
artists.
All of them are artists.
Wow. So that means your art itself, it's art.
It's art. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So, where I did not study fine art in school,
Okay.
I studied human kinesis and specialized in anatomy and physiology.
So
But
how
because
come you now go
because
into
I was
art?
born into it,
Okay.
so the artist in me will not give me rest until, because craving for expression. So, and then I started, because already we've been practicing it. Even while I was in school, I've been doing one kind of form of art.
Okay.
Even supporting some of the students in fine art to do their assignments.
While you are in
While I
another
was
department.
in another
Wow.
department, and I was good in it in a way that even some of the lecturers in the fine art department will come and say, "Kola, why don't you just change your course and come and study fine art? You can just lose 1 year." But because I was engrossed with what I was doing at that time, sport, doing physical net education,
Okay.
I was so much engrossed in that. I love it. So I said, no, I can just, and I want to say I'm happy that I did not study majorly fine art, because it gave me an edge,
Okay.
that I did not study fine art in school. Although, when I finished school, sometimes in 1997, I went to the Polytechnic Ibadan to do a part-time course in fine art, so that I'll be able to
fine
have
arts.
the authority and the authority to be able to speak
As an artist.
as an artist. But that did not give me the edge that I wanted, because I had to do all the development by myself. Then
Okay.
my relationship with my brothers, my siblings,
That are into
that are
art.
into art, that have been there. So I got influenced and I got encouraged by them. And also, I have another brother,
Okay.
Prince Tude Odulade, is part of, because we have, right from when I was growing up, we have got acquainted, and
Okay.
then it's a mentor to me, and then that helped me.
Oh, that's great. So if I would be able to calculate roughly, you said back in 1997 you went to the Polytechnic of Ibadan
Yeah.
to study a part-time course in art.
Yes.
So if we are going to accumulate all those years, how long have you been practicing art?
Well, I've been practicing art ever before then. Let me just say, I've been doing art since childhood. But professionally,
Okay.
I started doing art in 1982.
Wow.
So,
That's
and then
way
that
back.
was around that time that I started selling my works internationally.
Since
The very first
1982.
work that I sold was sold for $400 at that time. It
Wow.
was a big, huge of money to me.
Of course, yes. Back
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yes. So, and I was still in school at that time. So that encouraged me a lot.
Okay.
That even when I finished school, I did not even look for any government job. So I went straight into art.
That's intriguing to know. So you grew up with art,
Yeah.
and it is what, let me say, it is what you have known. Aside from your discipline that you
Yeah.
studied in school,
Yeah.
art is what you've known all your life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So can you tell us, where have you exhibited some of your works? Have you had any exhibition at all here in Nigeria or outside Nigeria?
Yes, I was able to do a few of exhibition,
Okay.
of my works.
Okay.
I have exhibited here in Nigeria, IITA,
Okay.
the International Institute of
Institute
Tropical
of
Agriculture,
yeah.
several times. I was even their art consultant sometimes.
Wow.
Then Alliance Française,
Okay.
several times. And then I became one of the juror for the national competition, art competition for Life in My City, organized by Rokana in collaboration with Alliance Française. So back to back, for some years now, I've become one of the jurors. And another one is coming up soon.
Oh,
That on
that's
Sunday
nice.
there will be the opening in Alliance Française at Aleshiloye. Then I've done exhibition. I even initiated some idea of using my art to help in the teaching of French.
Wow.
So, and I've taken that across the border of Nigeria
Okay.
via the west coast of Africa. You know, all the Institut Français, you know, from Benin Republic to Lomé, that is the Togo Republic, then
The Francophone
Ghana,
countries.
Francophone country, or to Senegal.
Wow, that's
So, I have exhibited here in so many other places, even in Lagos.
That's
Then, where internationally now, I've done several exhibitions.
okay.
There was one that I did in Germany.
Okay.
That was around 2012.
That's nice.
You know, I was the only artist around that time that did the exhibition with some other artists.
Okay, not a solo exhibition.
Not a solo exhibition.
Okay.
Because I was only in Nigeria amongst them.
Oh, that's nice.
Then I've been to Ghana for other programs.
Okay.
Then I just came back from Rwanda not too long ago, you know,
Oh.
for a program that I have a vision for African artists or the artists in Africa region.
Okay.
The project will have to go around the whole of Africa.
That's
So
nice.
moving from one place to the other in Africa, meeting with the artists in those regions or countries, so that there's a way by which artists think. And when you see that lacking in any group of artists, then there will be a setback. So,
Yes.
but we have to, such a way, have to brainstorm and be able to know what to do. The theme for that project is transmission of knowledge,
Transmission of knowledge.
and it's geared towards empowering and equipping artists.
African artists.
African artists, because
Okay.
that is the center. Yeah, African artists.
Well, you've done so well for yourself and the art community. It's nice meeting you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, you talked about you coming back from Rwanda, not too long, Kigali, right?
Yes, Kigali.
Oh, okay. So, I hear, and you said what is coming up very soon. So, can you tell us about this exhibition that is coming up? Who is the artist? What's the exhibition about? What's the theme of the exhibition? And how long is it going to take? Where is it going to happen?
Okay. Well, I want to say that it's a vision that God gave me to move around Africa, you know, meeting with artists,
Okay.
you know, collaborate and brainstorm on certain things.
Transmitting knowledge.
Transmitting knowledge. And then, so when I went to Rwanda, actually I was supposed to go to Mozambique,
Okay.
but because of the insurgency there,
Yeah.
so I had to, you know, revert and go
Stay
to
in
Rwanda.
Rwanda.
So I went to Rwanda, and then meeting with artists, when they saw some of the things that I was able to do, and then they could see that where it's an eye opener.
Okay.
And
Sorry to cut you short. I didn't get to know or ask what medium of arts do you do? Is it painting? Like what medium of arts do
Well,
you do?
I'm a conceptual artist. I paint, I sculpt, I do all sorts of art.
Wow. So you're not
So-
just based on a
No,
certain
I
medium.
do all sorts.
That's great. That's
but
great.
conceptual in the sense that where abstract takes a major part of, you know, the expression.
Expression.
My expression. So, I innovated the style of painting, which I officially launched in 2004.
Wow.
That is, I called vein painting,
Vein painting.
and it has become academic studies in some universities here in Nigeria and Colorado University in the US.
Wow, that's great.
So-
Was it vein painting like our veins?
I like the vein and the vein
Endoskeleton.
structure of
Structure.
the human body.
Wow.
I got that because there was a time I was looking for a way to be distinguished, to be unique.
To be unique,
Because,
yes.
you know, like I told you, I studied human kinetics. I specialized in anatomy and physiology.
Oh,
So
I see.
I was looking for how my work would be unique and different from and this, So I got the idea from the vein network system of the human body. The structure, that structure.
Being a physiologist.
A physiologist. So that was why I could now replicate in my art.
Wow.
So, but this time around, because I started weaving my colors, and when you see it, it looks exactly like the vein network system of the human body. And then I had to add some texture to it using acrylic and waste organic materials.
Wow.
That is finding a way by which we'll be able to reduce the environmental degradation
By
that
using
we're facing
waste.
by using waste organic materials. Organic, yes.
That is making waste useful.
Useful, yes.
Wow, that's
so,
great.
and it's part of what I told them. I know I discussed with them even in Rwanda, and anywhere I go, it's part of what I discuss with them.
Wow, that's
So
nice.
for them to be able to see that, you can actually transform some of these things that we call waste into artistic expression or medium, which can be another source of income.
Oh, that's nice. That's
So
nice.
going to Rwanda,
Yes.
they were able to see some of these things even in demonstration, and then it challenged them a lot.
Okay.
And they were young, the Rwanda, the demography of Rwanda is like 90% youth,
Yes.
and
Yes.
majority of them, high population of the Rwandan youth are artists.
Wow. So that's like a
And-
community of artists.
Yes, unfortunately, they do not have art school except one that is a private-owned university.
That's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, well, in a way. So, and we were able to look at some things together, and that was what Ginger, and it was a challenge to them, and they got affiliated with me and acquainted and were interested in coming to now say, okay, let us go and meet this guy where he's based. So many of them wants to come.
To Nigeria.
I think we know at Tunde Odunlade Arts and Culture Connections, we hosted the Americans that I met there in February.
Oh, that's
We
great.
hosted them here in Nigeria.
Wow.
So they did the exhibition at the Tunde Odunlade Arts and Culture Connections Gallery, and then at the National Museum,
Aleshiloye.
Aleshiloye Unity, National Museum of Unity,
Unity.
Aleshiloye. So, but this time around, this guy is coming now. He's coming in. He will come to Nigeria, get to Nigeria on the 16th of July.
This very month.
This very month. So
Wow.
we're already preparing, and all hands are on deck, to get
that's
him.
great.
So, and the opening of his exhibition at the Tunde Odunlade Art and Culture Collection Gallery is going to be on the 20th of this month.
20th of this month.
20
That's
July,
Okay.
around 4 p.m.
Okay.
So, and it's going to span to 2nd of August. So, and immediately in Paris Passou is going to start the other one at the National Museum of Unity, Aleshiloye, on the 3rd of August.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So, we're ready.
Yeah, that's
Get
a
it.
great work you've done there. So I hear your art inspired these Rwandan artists
Yeah.
to come to Nigeria to come and see, okay, this great man, where did he learn how to do all these things and where he's hailing from. So we have, through your heart, from here in Ibadan in Nigeria, you've influenced, or let me say you've inspired other African artists. Yeah, well done, sir. So what is the theme of this exhibition coming up?
Well, it's a double-edged theme.
That's two.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
two. So, he's going to do a performance, and also he's going to exhibit his works,
Oh, so
alongside
not,
with it.
not just being a visual artist, is he
It's a
performs as
performance,
well.
yes,
Wow,
a performance
wow,
artist as
that's
well.
great.
And it's going to be very great because he's a very young chap,
Okay.
very young chap, but
What's the name of this artist?
Henry Muyaneza Henry.
Moyaneza Harry, okay?
So, and he's a great, I so much more appreciate, his energy
Yeah.
that he puts into art.
Oh,
Although he studied fine art,
okay.
but at the same time, his creativity has gone beyond what he studied in school.
That's great.
So, the first theme is I choose to be black.
Choose to be black.
So that sounds like an activist
Yeah.
theme. Then
Like
the other
Black
one,
Lives Matters.
yes. Then the other one is the black Jesus in me.
The black
Jesus in me. Yeah.
That's kind of tacky, tricky. Well, listeners at home, you've heard from our wonderful artist here, Mr. Kola Akintola. There is an exhibition coming up in this Ibadan here in Oyo State at Studio Odulade Art and Culture Connections
Exactly.
by 20th of July.
Yes.
So come and see why we have chosen to be black,
Yeah.
and at the same time the black Jesus
In us.
me. In us. Yeah, he does. So this exhibition comes up opens 20th of
20th
July
of July, 4
and
p.m.
runs 4 p.m.
At Studio
and
Odulade
runs
Art and
till
till
2nd
2nd.
of August.
But
So
the
okay,
third one, the other one is taken up, at the other venue,
National
National
Museum of Unity.
on the 3rd.
Third.
But it's going to open by 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay, now this exhibition at the Tudodlade Art and Culture Connections, is the exhibition open to the public, or is it a private show, or is there anything like entry fee, or is free for the public?
Oh yeah, it's for the public. It's all for the public.
Oh, that's great.
Because like the adage or the scripture that says you cannot light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Yes.
And the primary motive or the primary job of an artist is to make people notice what they see. So there are some other things that this exhibition is going to open our eyes to
That's
see.
great.
So
Okay.
it's open to all, so that we will be able to gain from it, be able to learn from it, because it's going to be informative, educative, and inspiring. So, and it's going to be a kind of a transforming exhibition that is going to, into the lives of people.
Okay, so if I may ask, okay, fine, it's open to the public. What are the should I say the level, or should I say the caliber of people we are expecting? Is it just artists alone, or probably we can have people from all spheres of life, secondary school students, high institution students, civil servants, like people from all spheres of life? Or is it just basically for people that are, should I say, arts inclined, or probably artists alone?
Well, it's for all.
It's for all.
Yeah,
That's
because
great.
everybody's an artist.
Everybody is an artist.
I kept saying these things. I was in an international conference, and I mentioned that, and they said, "Can you prove it to us?" I said, "Everybody's an artist." It's just that, not every artist can become a great one, but a great
Not
artist,
every artist
but
can
a great
become
artist can
one.
come from anywhere. So, it is the aspect of art that you actually major on that shows itself up in everyone.
And
So-
your innovative skills.
Yes. So if you look at yourself, you will discover that in one way or the other, whatever you do is art. The way we speak is art. My voice is different from your voice. The way I will pronounce some things will be different.
different.
So some will still put some dexterity into
Yes.
speaking the same language they were speaking, and that it will sound like music to the ear of people that are listening. The
Wow,
way some
that's
people
great.
dress, is art. Everything about us is art, except you are not created by God.
So that comes to the saying that says, art is life.
Art is life.
Life,
Life
is
is art.
art.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
great. That's great. So I hear you, sir. So this, what should we be expecting from these Rwandan artists? Like, what should we? Are we to? Is there anything great to expect other than what we have been seeing here in Nigeria?
Oh, well, let me just. Let me whet your appetite, but at the same time keep you in suspense.
A tip of an iceberg.
Oh my goodness, because this guy, I respect him. Very young child,
Wow.
but very, very wonderful.
Oh, that's great.
Talk about the education that you want to receive from it. talk about the inspiration that is coming from it,
Even the exposure.
the exposure that is coming from it, and then the challenge that you see. Because seeing a young chap doing so wonderfully, then it's going to stir up something within you as you come.
Okay, so listeners at home, I hope if you're chanced and you're in Ibadan or your state, find your way down to the exhibition holding at Tudodlade Arts and Culture Connections, opening on the 28th of this month by 4 p.m. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
So by 4 p.m. So make it a date.
Yes.
You have to be there to see these international acts
Yes.
perform here in our own country and here in our own city, Ibadan. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Nice meeting you. It's been an honor having you expose us to these informative and educative platform you've created. You said you innovated that movement, transmission of knowledge as an African artist. So it's just like you're using your art to bridge the gap between African artists. Well, that's a great
We are
one.
one because we experience the same thing.
Yes, we are one. And we are all blacks.
We are
all
one.
blacks. We are all blacks.
When I say I'm not black,
I'm the black.
I'm not black.
Oh, you're brown.
No,
So
because what makes one black is it because I study anatomy, I know
Okay.
physiology. Is it my blood that is black
Okay.
or my
No,
what is
the
black?
the blood is red.
So
Even animals.
so
it's
what makes
red.
me different from the fellow that calls himself white?
I see.
So
I see.
we, it's just that they wanted to use that to kind of as a kind of a derogative word to us,
To
and we accepted
segregate
it.
us.
Yes. So because everything associated with black, is evil or something or something or something. But we say we are black and
Not
proud.
even everything that is associated with black is evil.
No, that is what they say. That is what they are
Oh,
doing.
I see.
And so why are they white? Are they white? What is the color of white?
Not everything white is also positive or good.
Yeah. So I'm just an African. I'm
That's
an
great.
African.
Yeah, I'm an African.
And I'm a human being.
I'm a proud
Because
African.
that is what my art centers on. My theme centers on art, mankind, and time. These are three inseparable things.
That's great.
You can separate art from mankind. You can separate art from mankind from time. All of these three, they work together. The moment there is no more time, man ceases to be. The moment there is no more art, man ceases to be. Time ceases to be.
That's great. Well, thank you very much. It's been an honor
Thank
having you on this segment of Ojuinu Agbaoye. Well, listeners at home, don't touch the dice. You are still logged on to www.aloreradio.com and you can watch us on YouTube, Alore Radio, and also on Facebook, www.aloreradio.com www.facebook.com/Alore Radio. We'll be right back.
Rejoice in spirit, sing a song of prayer. You have a voice for this new song to sing. I've been told as I get old, this world could cease to be. The world I knew as a child has changed, but for the better, I'll disagree. The world of a youth has changed its tune and its greed and money they would sing. The family unit has lost its fire. Mom and dad are doing different things. I still believe we are all the same. Love can heal the wounds and hurt most any pain. Put your arm around a neighbor. Tune up an instrument to play. Time is wasting. Lift up your voice. The time is now for a new song to sing. Everybody sing a song of joy when neighbor. Sing a song of love your neighbor. Sing a song of justice for peace around the world.
Well, listeners, good afternoon once again. You are still logged on to Alore Radio here in the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, the voice of Oyo State. You're on to Alore Radio, and the second segment of Ojuna Agbaoye, where we talk about arts as a creative economy. And I have here with me today, it's a face you all know or you've been seeing on this show. I have here with me this afternoon Miss Tolu and Shokombe. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
So today on this segment of Ojuna Agbaoye, where we talk about art, as you always know, from a subsidiary program from Tunde Odulade Arts and Culture Connections. So today, if you have been conversant with this program, Tolu, I think a couple of weeks ago you were on this program where we
Yes.
talked about visual arts, performing arts, and performance arts. And over 4 weeks now, we've been trying to look at art, what art is, and we're trying to let our listeners at home know that art is wide, art is vast. And I remember the first week we started this segment, we talked about art, and we mentioned the forms of art. We have visual art, performing art, performance art,
Literary
poetry,
art.
exactly, and all sorts, and many more like that. So today we want to look at literary art. So can you just tell us in your own language or in simple terms whereby our listeners at home can understand, gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa àbí gbogbo àwọn tó wò wá tó máa lè yé wọn tí òyìnbó yóò ní pọ̀jù fúnra wa báyìí. So what can you say about literary art?
Thank you very much. Literary art has to do with expression through written or words, like spoken words, and it's an expression that you use through means of writing. It could be a poem, it could be a novel.
Okay.
So, and it could also be spoken words. It could be a lyrical poetry,
Okay.
or a narrative poetry, or a dramatic poetry. So this is what it's called literary arts. And we have different forms of literary arts. We have the novels, poetry, play, prose, drama, non-fiction, even oral storytelling.
Okay, so if I get it correctly, you said novel. So okay, novel, is it the reading part or probably you said writing
And spoken.
and spoken words.
Yes.
So novel itself is a form of art.
Exactly.
Wow, I never knew that. I thought novel is just a book to read and have fun. What is there? Read romantic. When we're growing up, read romantic novels. The likes of Shakespeare.
All these novels too, they can act it.
Oh,
Like this Half of a Yellow Sun, they acted it as a movie.
wow.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
all these things you can act them. They are part of art. They are part of what we call the creative economy. You understand me? So that is just it about the literary art.
Okay, so under literary art, is drama also a form of literary art?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Even under poetry, we have the dramatic poetry, and the dramatic poetry is such that you use drama. What is in the you use drama as a verse. There are some drama that looks like a verse that has rhyme, and the person will be displaying, will be trying to perform the novel.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, so there's dramatic poetry also.
Okay, so mentioning poetry. What is poetry?
Okay, poetry on its own is just like poems. Something that has reading, something that has a kind of rhythmic stuff.
I'm good with poems.
Oh, I'm not.
When I was small, I love reading poems a lot.
Okay.
Because I got fascinated by the rhymes that used to come with the poem. Those where there are two black girls
rhymes,
sitting on the wall,
exactly.
one in Peter, one in Pan, stuff like that. Oh, okay, that's great. So, poetry. Can you still poetry, as in, does poetry involve just poem alone, or is there any other thing, or is just poem?
Poetry is an expression of rhythmic writing.
Rhythmic writing.
Exactly.
Okay.
All these even in our various songs now, there are some songs that comes with rhymes, hip hop music that comes with rhymes. They are also gotten from this thing called poetry, and it could be metaphor, and it can be symbolism. We have different kinds of poetry, and all these things are this all these things help to evoke emotions. There are some poetries that once you listen to them, you feel emotion, you feel it so emotional, you feel, and there are some that you feel like, yes, I'm at the war. There are different kinds of poems. Like this, today marks 160 years of National Army celebration, right?
Yes. Army at 160.
So if you check online, you usually see poems concerning army and things like that. So poems encompasses every aspect of life. Even if you're a medical doctor, you usually find a poem on medicals. So all these things have their own aspects.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. Listeners at home, I believe you know what poetry is. You know what literary art is. Well, our guest here, Miss Tolu, has let us know that literary art can be form of spoken words, drama, novels, poetry, and all. And she has made me know today that poetry can evoke emotions.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I would like to do one or two poems. So our listeners at home, I want you to open your ears wide and enjoy this poem. But I'll be doing two poems if you don't mind, if time permits. One I call the Boundless Hope, and the other one I called Valor of a Strong Man. So let me go first with the hope. I just think of this poem to inspire people. As you all know, throughout the world, the economy is smiling. In Nigeria, things are easy. Let's use that word. Things are easy at the moment, and everybody is one way or the other is going through one or two. So in these times, the poem goes thus: in shadows deep, when darkness looms, hope emerges, banishing gloom. A flickering flame, a guiding light, igniting heights with strength and might. In every tale, in every strife, hope whispers softly, embrace life. It breathes in dreams, in aspirations, fueling our souls with determination. When storms rage and sky turns grey, hope stands steadfast, leading the way. With every setback and every fall, hope lifts us up, standing tall. It whispers courage in our ears, dispelling doubts, conquering fears. In heart burdened by sorrow's weight, hope offers solace, a healing slate. It mends the cracks, restores the soul, infusing resilience to make us whole. In the face of adversity, it prevails. Unyielding hope as courage entails. For even in the darkest night, hope kindles a flame shining bright. So hold on to hope.
Wow.
Let it be your guide. Through every challenge, stride by stride. Believe in tomorrow. Embrace its scope. For hope, embrace, you find boundless hope.
Wow.
So that's a poem for everyone to keep hope alive. No matter what you're going through at the moment,
Keep the hope
no matter
alive.
what you might be facing. At the office today, we were talking with some of the colleagues. We are saying, if your problem is money, always be thankful, because money is something you can find or look for. But if your problem is not money, that's trouble. So if your problem is still money, you can always look for it or work for it.
But if your problem is something money cannot solve,
That's a big problem. So, to my second poem that I called The Valor of a Strong Man. This poem is from the Tudor-Lade Arts and Culture Connections, and is dedicated to all our servicemen throughout Nigeria for the Army at 160. The poem goes thus: in feats of valor, where heroes stand, with unwavering courage, a noble band, through every battle, they proudly roam, the fearless protectors, our Army at 160. Their uniforms bear the weight of pride, a symbol of honor, never to hide. With acts of valor, they march ahead, in service to the nation, where others dread to walk. From dawn's first light to the twilight's glow, the brave the perish, so others may know. Freedoms embrace in lands far and near. Our army strength, resolute, clear, and high, like their morale, always high.
Wow.
In every step, a legacy unfolds, centuries of valor, stories untold, through trials and triumphs, they remain true, protectors of liberty in all that they do. Through raging storms and times of peace, our army stands strong, their spirit won't cease, like the Nigerian art that never gives up. On this milestone, Army at 160, we honor their sacrifices, a debt unseen. May the valor inspire hearts of aflame as they safeguard our freedom, a cherished aim. We salute the army courageous and bold, our nation protectors, heroes untold, in feats of valor. Where heroes stand, with unwavering courage, a noble band. We honor your service, your sacrifice too. Happy 168th to the Nigerian Army. We salute you. So, listeners at home, I hope today on this segment of art on Ojuna Agbaoye, Ojuna Agbaoye, you've seen, we talked about literary art, and we picked a form of literary art which is poetry, right, Tolu?
Yes.
And this is a poem, because we are going to talk about poetry on this segment of the program today, and this is a poem put together to tell people to keep hope alive and never
Inspire
give
them.
up, and to appreciate our army, our protectors. While we are asleep at home, they are in the jungle protecting us, warding off the enemies, and we hope their service will never go
Amen.
unrewarded.
Amen.
So thank you, listeners at home. Once again, I remain my humble self, Goke Animasham.
And I am
with
Tolu
me
Animi
is-
Shokunbi.
And regards to our chief host, in person of Prince Tunde Odunlade, the curator and the CEO of Tudolade Arts and Cultures Connections, Bodija, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, Africa, West Africa.
Worldwide.
Sorry, Africa, West Africa, Africa.
Africa.
So always log on to www.aloreradio.com and on Facebook, www.facebook.com/aloreradio. And if you want to do adverts or you want to make inquiries, you can call on the numbers 090 3985 3731. Log on to Alore Radio always, and meet us here next week, same station, same time, at same venue. We appreciate the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism for this opportunity. Thank you, and God bless you. Cheerio.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká múra o ará mi. Ẹ jẹ́ ká múra.